Hey everybody, a little informal review today. So this was a sample that was sent to me by John, or Captain Make It Happen. We see him a lot in our live stream. So John, thank you so much for today's sample for me to do the sample spotlight review of. What this is going to be a Balcones pot still bourbon. This was barreled or bottled at 92 proof or 46% ABV. This was aged at least 24 months, and the mash bill on this, I don't have percentages, but he had listed that it's a roasted blue corn, Texas wheat, Texas rye, and malted barley. So kind of an interesting 4-grain that we've got there. So it'll be really interesting to kind of see what we've got with this one. So first off, I get a nice maple syrup type of note with this. That creamy vanilla, creamy caramel. And that's one thing with pot distilled whiskeys that I get a lot of, is this creamy factor. It's both on the nose and a lot of times on the palate as well. Really nice spice. The malted barley is kind of coming through a little heavy for me on this one. But again, that rich caramel note is there. Some of that malted barley again with that like cereal type of note. Rich vanilla note. There's almost a little bit of like a youthful note. There's a little bit more of that kind of like either fresh wood or like a fresh cut grass type of note. But yeah, really kind of interesting. Also, there's some kind of, I don't know if that's like a almost like a juicy fruit bubble gum that's there as well. Yeah, very interesting. There's one other thing I'm just trying to put my finger on that I can't figure out exactly what it is. Maybe almost like a green tea or something, some type of like herbal tea. But that maple syrup note is really kind of coming through with some of those still, again, that rich caramel vanilla note. Yeah, nice nose. So, all right, more importantly, let's see how this one tastes. Cheers. So again, very creamy. Some of that youth is kind of coming through. There's still like greenness that's there to it. Some herbal notes. Still some of the vanillas, caramels. That pot still that's there. That pot still, how it's distilled, still wants to leave that kind of creaminess that's there. There's some herbal characteristics to it as well. There's a little bit of a sourness that's there to it as well. And I don't know if that's just if that's typical of this or what, but there's a little bit of that sour characteristic to it. Again, some of that oak that's there. Still some of those caramels, but there's also this different alcohol flavor that's there on it too. But some of that malted barley, that cereal kind of comes out, that cereal note, that grain type of note. Interesting. And again, I believe this is batch 1, so I'm sure there's probably been several batches since then. So again, take this with a grain of salt. Again, this is from batch 1. I don't know where they are in the batches as of the recording of this video, but again, very different, unique. I like a lot of what's going on with Balcones. They seem to really be, introducing a lot of different things. Quality whiskey. So I'll be interested to kind of follow along, see how things kind of progress. I'll probably try to pick up either, another batch, do a little kind of comparison to what I've got here. So in general, hopefully this offers a little bit of something to somebody who's looking at what the profile of the pot still bourbon is. Again, we're talking about a blend of their roasted blue corn, which again is a different, variety of corn, their Texas wheat, the Texas rye, and the malted barley. So we've got those 4 different grains that are there. So when you start getting these different mash bills, you're going to start to pull out some uniqueness and some different profiles on it. So yeah, that malted barley is really kind of coming through, that cereal note, but still the mouthfeel is nice, creamy. The rich kind of vanillas, caramels, those are all there. But there's just that, there's also that youthfulness that's there to it as well. Maybe even there's this candy that that I've had before, and it's almost like a chocolate covered raisin type of note that has this maple in the chocolate. So it's very unique. It's different. It's not something I think I've really had before. And this would be one that I'd like to just maybe sit down with a little bit more, kind of see what it does, let it open up a little bit more. But I'll definitely be looking for some different batches just to try to do like a comparison. So I think as far as a benchmark, this is a very unique, different, type of whiskey. So with that being said, so again, like I said before, hopefully this will help, somebody in terms of, if you're looking for the pot distilled Balcones, bourbon, then, give it a try. I think it's definitely worth giving a try. So with that being said, so thank you so much again for tuning into another one of my reviews. As always, appreciate all of the support. If you'd like to help support or contribute to the channel, you can through my Patreon page, which I'll have linked in the description below. So also thank you so much for tuning into another one of my reviews. Hopefully we'll see you again next time. Remember, it's about the journey and not the destination. Cheers.